Spirit fusion, at its core, is a sacred phenomenon in the Douluo world. It is not something that can be achieved merely through love or familiarity. Two spirit masters can only fuse their martial spirits if certain strict conditions are met. Their spirits must share similar properties, their souls must resonate, and their energies must harmonize perfectly. Only then can the miracle of fusion occur, resulting in a power far beyond what either could unleash alone. In the case of Huo Yuhao and Tang Wutong, although their hearts beat as one, their martial souls no longer belong to the same world. When Huo Yuhao first met Wang Dong, he was unaware that his companion carried not one, but two distinct bloodlines within her. Wang Dong's martial spirit, the bright goddess butterfly, was inherently compatible with Huo Yuhao's Ice Jade Emperor Scorpion and Spirit Eyes. Their energies complemented each other perfectly, and their souls were connected by a bond that transcended logic. The kind of bond born from reincarnated destinies. However, after Wang Dong transformed into Tang Wutong, everything changed. The once pure and radiant butterfly spirit evolved into something else entirely. The bright dragon god butterfly, a martial soul fused with the divine bloodline of the golden dragon from Wang Cure. This transformation elevated Tang Wutong's martial soul to a divine level. Its essence, purity, and frequency were no longer the same as before. What once resonated with Huo Yuhao's spirit now clashed with it. The fusion became impossible, not because of fading love or lost connection, but because Tang Wutong herself was no longer the same being. Her spirit had transcended its mortal form, ascending to a realm that Yuhao's power could not yet touch. To fuse now would be like trying to merge light with thunder, two magnificent forces that could only destroy each other upon contact. However, there was more to this tragedy than simple incompatibility. Behind the scenes, the ever-calculating Tang San, the sea god and former protagonist of the First Soul Land, had left his mark, quite literally, on Tang Wutong's body and soul. The mark of the sea god sealed away the half of her power and soul essence that once belonged to Wang Dong. It was a deliberate act meant to protect her from the overwhelming might of the dragon god bloodline, but it also had an unintended consequence. It locked away her memories of Wang Dong and the spiritual frequency that once resonated perfectly with Huo Yuhao. This is why Tang Wutong seemed unable to recall the days she spent as Wang Dong. The bond between them was severed, not by choice or betrayal, but by the divine seal that Tang San placed within her. Even when she stood face to face with Yuhao, her soul could no longer find the echo that once completed it. Every attempt to fuse resulted in failure, because that missing half of her being, her past, her resonance, her true self, was buried deep under Tang San's divine intervention. This divine interference was subtly revealed in episode 119, when Tang Wutong brought up the topic of godhood. The golden mark on her forehead glowed, and her words were forcibly silenced. That golden light was none other than the manifestation of Tang San's control. The moment Wutong tried to speak of the truth, the sea god's mark prevented her. Later, when Yuhao and Wutong tried to fuse their spirits, that same golden light appeared once more, representing Tang San's intervention. It was not mere coincidence. Tang San was actively stopping their fusion, for reasons only he understood. Perhaps he feared the clash between divine powers, or perhaps he wanted to guide their growth toward a destiny of his own making. Yet hope remains. When Tang Wutong eventually awakens all of her memories and reclaims the identity of Wang Dong, she will have the ability to control her dragon god bloodline. By using the sea god's mark as a seal, she can suppress the divine energy within her, reverting her martial spirit to its original form, the bright goddess butterfly. Only then can her spirit once again resonate with Huo Yuhao's, allowing the long-awaited fusion to succeed. Their souls, once torn apart by divine intervention, will finally reunite under the light of their shared destiny. Another possibility lies in Huo Yuhao's own path. Once he accepts the inheritance of the god of emotions, his spiritual realm will transcend the limits of mortal understanding. The god of emotions is an existence that governs the very essence of connection between souls. When that time comes, Yuhao's own martial souls, the Ice Jade Emperor Scorpion and Spirit Eyes, will evolve. Their nature will grow closer to the divine, making them capable of harmonizing with Tang Wutong's bright dragon god butterfly. In that future, fusion will no longer be a question of compatibility, but of pure emotional resonance, a reunion of divine love itself. Still, the anime adaptation shows a more emotional portrayal of this event. In the latest episode, after failing to fuse with Tang Wutong, Huo Yuhao fell into despair, even contemplating ending his own life. The scene struck many viewers as overly dramatized, but beneath the surface, it carries a deeper meaning. Yuhao's despair was not merely over the failed fusion. It was the culmination of years of loss, sacrifice, and suppressed emotion. The woman he loved was beside him, yet out of reach. The destiny he fought to reclaim was slipping away once again. In that moment, death seemed like the only escape from the endless cycle of fate and divine manipulation. But the original novel paints a more nuanced picture. Huo Yuhao's thoughts of death were not solely from despair, but also from acceptance. He knew the mission ahead of him, to face the divine, to avenge his father, and to challenge the heavens themselves, was one that might claim his life. He did not fear death. He feared leaving his love incomplete. His resolve was born not of sorrow, but of understanding that destiny had always been cruel to him. If he could die ensuring Tang Wutong's future, then even his end would hold meaning. In truth, this failure to fuse symbolizes more than just a setback. It represents the separation of divine and mortal, of past and present, of fate and free will. It is a reminder that even in a world where gods walk among men, love and connection are bound by rules that even divinity cannot always bend. Yet as long as Huo Yuhao and Tang Wutong exist, their souls will continue to seek each other. Across lifetimes, across realms, and across the will of gods themselves. For now, the fusion remains impossible, not because of lack of love, but because Tang Wutong has not yet fully become herself again. When she finally breaks the seal, when the light of the goddess butterfly shines once more beside Yuhao's spirit, the world will witness the reunion of two souls destined to defy even the heavens. Until then, their journey continues, a tale of love written in light, sealed by the sea god, and waiting to be reborn in the embrace of eternity. And so the reason behind Huo Yuhao in Tang Wutong's failed spirit fusion is not a matter of emotion or fate gone cold, but a divine entanglement born from bloodlines, godly seals, and destinies rewritten by the hands of Tang San himself. Behind every glow of light and clash of spirit lies a deeper truth, that even in a world ruled by gods, love still struggles against destiny's chains. But this story is far from over. When Tang Wutong fully awakens her past and Yuhao embraces the power of the god of emotions, their spirits will meet once more, not as separated souls, but as one. If you enjoyed uncovering the hidden reasons behind this mysterious fusion, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us as we continue exploring the secrets and untold lore of Soul Land 2. The Peerless Tang Sect. The path of gods, love, and destiny is far from complete, and the next chapter will change everything.